everybody? Welcome to Real Deal Sports. Usual guys are here. Myself, Big Walt, Brother John. Gentlemen, been an interesting couple of days in the sports world. A lot of things are happening. Aaron Rodgers has come out of his dark place. Um, Lamar still trying to negotiate a contract.
Get that money.
The
Hey,
Jets are still looking for a quarterback. It's a lot.
hey, you ever meet someone who has like a gap in their teeth and they kind of like that's how I think you say how they would say what's on Walt's hoodie, Cleveland. I think that's what that says right there.
Cleave the land. Cleave the land.
Hey, either way it go, either way how they say it, they still got Cleveland in their mouth, so I don't give a damn.
Pause. Hold on, cuz.
Hey, I don't care
And
how
then
you
you
say Cleveland. You're still saying Cleveland. You feel
and
me?
then you just hire Will Smith to go take Cleveland out of their mouth.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Damn, what's up with you? What you got against my city right now or something, man?
yeah, he on one. He on one.
Like, what's up? Like, hey, I mean, shit.
They ain't got much to talk about in Oklahoma, so that's what they do.
I guess they gotta talk about something. They gotta talk about something. You feel me? Hey,
No,
they
but
can't
they
talk
do.
about themselves, so they gotta talk about others.
Hey, Oklahoma been putting in some work though, boy. I think they're gonna be scary come playoffs. I don't think nobody really want to see Oklahoma, man, because they're young.
No,
They got hoopers.
I don't think the big teams are afraid of Oklahoma.
Uh,
It's a one-headed horse. It's a one-headed horse.
huh?
It's a one-headed horse. And,
Yeah,
and
but
one-headed monster. Well, I forget what I don't know what I'm trying to say,
never
but
know.
it's
until
like 90,
Mess
I
around,
think
and
like
beat somebody in the first
50
round.
out of like last I heard like 50 out of 53 games, Shea was the highest scorer. So just double team Shea and see what else the rest of the team can do.
I'm about to say until Chapman get back until they get full throttle, man. You can't really
Well,
tell.
he ain't back to the next year.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. You can't really judge that team until we actually see how he, collaborates with everybody that's there. What they already doing there, I should say. So
Right, but I'm just saying the top teams ain't scared of OKC. Not
yeah,
really.
absolutely not. No,
Well,
they're
Not
not.
yet.
The top teams ain't scared of OKC. Neither are they scared of the Lakers, as LeBron is currently injured, and he will be out 7 weeks with an apparent foot injury. Yesterday he hurt himself in the comeback win against the Dallas Mavs.
Hold on, don't short term. That was his biggest comeback in his career. You
Oh,
feel me? So don't just pass through like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we just come walk through that.
I
So
am.
that's a big deal.
I definitely am. Like he walked away from that locker room.
Nah, you ain't walk his ass limped.
But no, man, they won the game. But if you watched the game, you saw when he did hurt himself. He hurt a pop, and he finished the game. That was the crazy part. I'm like, you and this foot.
He do that all the time. Like
I hear that, but hey, when you hear a pop, you like, let me see what this is real quick, But I commend him for finishing the game. But he's gonna be out 7 weeks. So John, with him being a former
several, not seven, several. My bad.
a lot of weeks, put it that way. He's gonna be out for a minute. He ain't coming back tomorrow or the next game. But with that being said, Walt, how do you think the Lakers shape out, man, going forward without the king?
I mean, honestly, it's going to be a tough road. For me to sit here and say like I'm not worried that the Lakers are now not about to make the playoffs just because the fact that they're pretty much leading scorer and their leader is down for several weeks now, especially after just getting those new pieces. They seemed like they were kind of starting to flow a little bit. So just for this injury to happen right now, it's definitely it hurts for sure. It's like I said, especially like I said with them young guys and those new pieces, coming to play. Really, I think they were 4-1 or 5-1 since the trade, and yeah, it just seemed like I said, it just seemed like they were starting to click. So I hate the fact that it happens to happen right now. Can the Lakers possibly hold it down? Maybe. Anthony Davis will have to play, out of this world, honestly. And if everybody can still contribute like they have been, these last couple of games, then it's a possibility that they can still hold it down until LeBron gets back. But I think if you asking me, are they going to make it? I'm like at a. If you ask me out of 10, I say I'm at like a 5 or 4 right now. Honestly, like I said, it's just I can't really see the Lakers going too far without LeBron. Honestly, so yeah, I would like to see it, but when you got the your leader, the guy who's been leading that train, I should say, all year, for him to be out right now, especially a crucial time right now with the playoff times coming up, I should say, it's gonna be tough. So yeah, I don't see it happening unless LeBron can come back, on a miracle or something, after 2 weeks maybe, I don't know, but they saying several weeks, so
Yeah.
it ain't no telling.
What about you, John? What's your take on it, man?
Well, I agree. Well, the leader of the team for the whole year now is you lose him to the Clippers, Russell Westbrook. So no. It's tough, but here's the thing:
Really?
because of schedule, I give the Lakers a 6 out of 10, maybe a high 6, almost a 7.
I mean, their schedule is a week. I'm looking at it now. So yeah,
You got a couple tough ones coming up with Memphis, and at the end of the stretch, you got and it's the Bulls, so we'll see where they are at that point. But if their season's over, they might just check out of those games anyway. So we'll see. But really, yeah, you got the Thunder a couple times. I know you got the Suns in there, but you got the Timberwolves a couple times, the Rockets a couple times, the Magic, like doors wide open, like to get it done.
Right.
And but the reason I like this new Lakers is, again, I'm a huge Westbrook fan. I like that he's playing with Paul George again, two of my favorites. If Jaylen Brown and Jimmy Butler go to the Clippers, I might switch favorite teams. I'm just saying, but
yeah, okay. Paul George will let me lately. He's been pissing me off.
But no, so but I like that I like this new team. It feels like they have grit. It's not LA. It's not when you think of LA, you think of stars, and Jared Vanderbilt is just a tough player. Like, I just like the way he plays ball. He's not there for the flash and the lights. Maybe it'll catch up with him and it'll become part of it, and he'll date a Kardashian in a few months. But currently, I like the way this new Lakers team is set. Like, they're gritty guys, and I think that they're going to fight through these next few games. Anthony Davis is probable. You need a little bit of skill. You need a little bit of talent. You can't just win on grit. You need some skill in the NBA. So, you need him. But, and then, of course, D'Angelo Russell, losing him right away is tough, because, he's a great scorer off the bench here and there, in spots, man, can really bring energy offensively. But I like just the rest of the bench. I really like them. It's not it's not LA, man. It feels more, just tough players, and so I really like it. I give them a 6, maybe a high 6, almost 7 to make the playoffs. Yeah.
I'm not, honestly, now that I'm my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nico. But now that I'm looking at the schedule now, because like I said, with Josh saying they only got Memphis maybe a couple more times, but really their toughest schedule really is like they last week of the NBA schedule, I should say. They got Utah, Phoenix, Clippers, and Utah again. So if they can possibly, go on a little run, if Anthony Davis can play like how he was playing, I want to say, before he got hurt, I think he was averaging like 35, 10, and like 4 or 5 assists, something like that, with like 2 blocks. So if you can go back to doing that, plus the pieces that we have now, and D'Angelo Russell can come back healthy, he can maybe just get them. I said us. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say us. Get them 15 and 20. Shut up. No, I didn't. But yeah, if he could do that, give him 15 to 20. I mean, it's a possibility that I think Lakers can still make it to the play-in, and then a healthy LeBron going into the playoffs. I'm taking that all day. So I mean, all they got to do is just maintain. That should be they word in the locker room right now. Is just maintain, for real.
It'll be interesting though, because some of these games you get up for and some you don't. Can they keep that same grit like they've had these last two games where they are 2-0. Can you keep that same grit you had last night against Dallas and win? I ain't gonna say comfortably, but just win the game. Because a lot of these games, some of these teams might check out early. It's only what, maybe about 20 games left in the season. So, a lot of these teams that's not making the playoffs, to John's point, like the Bulls are teetering, but if they not in a playoff hunt, they might we're gonna just sit our guys. Ain't no point of you playing and getting hurt. So it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out for other teams, and that can kind of give you a good a good view of how the Lakers can go. Because some of these games, like last night, you down 27. Most teams lose, but now in today's NBA, hey, cut that lead down with three or four, threes and get stops. Then you down 15 all of a sudden. So it's going to be interesting to see how they approach it. And can Anthony Davis take that next step forward? Be exactly what, I ain't gonna say what people want him to be, but be that top dog, because now is when they need him more now, they need him now more than ever. And can those other guys contribute and just you know,
You're gonna have to you're gonna have to go back to them Pelican days for sure.
or
And
even
it's
the bubble. He
yeah,
did well in the bubble. That's how they won that championship.
yeah, because even his jump shot was pure in the bubble. It's like his jump shots fell off this year. It's just I hope that and pray that he can get that back. You know what I'm saying? Going on these last 20 games or whatever. But like I
Mhm.
said, I like how the guys I like the young guys that they got. You know what I'm saying? I like that the fact that they're going young because of the fact, like I said, the NBA seem like they're going younger now. So they got good pieces. They seem like they got enough pieces to be contenders now. And can I point out this? Is it to say that that guy Max Christie is that Doug Christie's son?
I don't think so.
No, maybe no, maybe not. Okay. No, just my point was just going. It's just crazy how LeBron is still playing like with some of these older former players as sons
He's
now.
old enough to be Christie's son. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not sure, but I mean maybe I could do my research on that later. But it's just my point is just the fact that just how his longevity, just him playing with all these former players as sons is crazy. But
Right.
you know,
So
get healthy, LeBron. Get healthy, my boy.
yeah. So going from LA to San Antonio, the Spurs have a 16 straight losing streak.
That sucks.
Um, I
Worst
don't,
worst record in history for
I
that.
don't know who this, I don't know who this team is. I think Pop, he got to start doing some recruiting. Because Duncan and Tony Parker and them kind of guys ain't being drafted or walking through them doors like they used to. So
Yeah,
I don't, and like I say, he gonna have to do some recruiting because it's not like we talked about a couple weeks ago. It's not an attractive place. It's not, it's not a San Antonio though. Hey boy, that's where we going, boy. San Antonio, yeah, it ain't that, and it never has been. They just had they just found a bunch of diamonds in the rough, and it worked, even with Kawhi. But I think after Kawhi left, it kind of hurt the dynamics of of the organization, really, because the way they treated him and the things he was saying about how they went about things, I think it hurt it. It hurt how players looked at that franchise, and it's like, no, if y'all can't take care of one of your own, are you gonna take care of me? So he gonna have to do some recruiting. Hopefully he can get one of these top draft picks coming, in this up and coming draft or something, because right now they look piss poor. The Spurs used to be the team you don't want to play. Now it's the team everybody is looking forward to playing.
Yeah.
You can have a career night, you know, or you can have one of those. Hey, play the Spurs back in 23. Boy, I have 40. Boy, I was like 7 for 11 from three. You something that you ain't never gonna do again. But against the Spurs, We can
Gonna
do
get busy.
right.
Man, yeah, going down Texas right now. What's the name? Just dropped 71 against the Rockets. Shoot, just make a tour through Texas, hit up all
And
three of them
and
teams.
shoot, and
Get
LeBron
you,
and them
get
just
you a
came back from
27
down
point
27 yesterday.
27 point comeback, a 71 piece over here, and then I'm gonna stop in San Antonio and just get a dub. Hey,
Yeah,
that's a nice trip down there.
it's funny you say that because in them early 2000s, the state of Texas was rough with Dirk and T Mac and Yao and Houston and San Antonio doing what like, bro, it's like we gotta go to Texas. It's gonna be a rough 3 game stretch, boy. But now it's like, yes, we go to Texas. I can average about 35 in the next 3 games.
So, so okay, I'm gonna be. I guess I'll be the nice one today and try to defend the Spurs.
Today.
They, I mean, they're young. I mean, that's how I'm just looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Like after that whole Kawhi situation went down, I just feel like you were just saying, Nico, it's kind of a hard destination to go to right now because of the fact that I feel like if you see how they're playing, they're still trying to play like how the early 2000 Spurs were playing, but it's like you can't really play like that in today's game. You got to kind of play at a faster pace because the Spurs back in the day was feed the paint, and then boom, we gonna have our shooters do the rest. But the majority is Timmy and David Robinson or whatever getting straight buckets or whatever, or even Tony Parker or whatever getting buckets in the paint. But it just it just seems like I said because the most let's go start off with this. Like I said, their youngest player is 19. Their oldest player is only 33. You know what I'm saying? And the most experience that they had, and that's Joel Ding. I think I'm probably bombing his name,
Wow.
but that's the oldest player that they have on their team. You know what I'm saying? But their average age is between 19 and 25. So I'm not really expecting them to be making too much of an impact right now, even though that they have a great I said quarterback, a great coach in Popovich. I just feel like it's kind of hard to buy into Popovich's schemes and his system right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with the NBA just changing because, like I said, it seems like the Spurs, there's more of, trying to feed the paint, but they don't really have those guys that can, do that anymore. So I just think possibly, once Pop retires and whatever new coach that they bring in, if they can adapt to the new NBA, if you want to call it, I think that's possibly when they'll be able to start maybe landing a little bit more key players. But just right now, it's just you just don't got a lot of guys saying like, hey, let's go to San Antonio, like you said. Like I said, I think their star player is what.
I think honestly, nobody never said it. They just drafted well.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough. And it's just like you said, they always, found some diamonds in the rough. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to bring, some real top tier talent to San Antonio because, marketing and business purposes and things like that. I should say at San Antonio because it's always other sides and stuff to the NBA. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're young, that's all. That's what I'm just pretty much looking at. That they're just young. So I mean, they've pretty much just been in rebuild mode for these last couple of years, and they're going to stay like that until like I said, possibly until Pop retires, and or whatever. Maybe they can get lucky in the draft or something. But until then, they're just going to be always bottom of the West. So
what you got, John?
This is where the NFL does it better. There's that thing we hate with the Lamar Jackson thing where it's like, hey, I got an MVP. I won you a playoff game. And then the NFL goes, well, what are you doing for me now? Right? And we don't like that where it's like, all right, give a guy 1 year, 2 years, couple years to like let you prove like he's still that guy. This is where the NFL would have cut the head off the snake already. Like, all right, like Thibodeau, come on, man. Or no, not Thibodeau, Popovich, like, it's just time. It's just time. And the NBA allows this to happen where we saw Dirk play several years past when he should have out of respect for what he had already done for the franchise. But like at some point there has to be a limit somewhere where you have to say, yeah, we are not the team without you. But also we cannot allow you to ruin this team. And I'm not going to sit here and say Popovich is ruining this team. I'm not saying that in a general. But this team needs some sort of new life. Because you're not going to find three guys who are not, your Vegas, LA, Atlanta types. Like DeJounte Murray was an Atlanta guy. He just wasn't going to stay in San Antonio forever. He's just not going to buy into your thing. Kawhi Leonard, he loves it in LA. He's a quieter guy, and I think he's a guy you can get to buy into your thing. But he's also a self-made person. Like he does want to be. He is very control of his own life, and he just doesn't want someone else to be telling him. These guys, Tim and Manu and Tony, were guys who we didn't see them as soon as they were done their careers go on TNT or try to start a podcast or become movie stars, or like they just weren't those guys. They were different. They got lucky. I mean, you could say, because sure, we drafted him. Like, okay, well, he hasn't done that since. So you got lucky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just get lucky. You draft 2-3 guys, a Westbrook, a Harden, a Durant, all back to back to back. Like, you just get lucky, right? And then it's like, well, how come they can't do that again? It's like they got lucky. Like, and so I just think they need some sort of new energy that can draw a star there, because when the biggest star you can get to come is Rudy Gay, and I'm a big Gay fan, but I'm just saying, like, Aldridge on his last leg, like they got, they cannot get stars to come play there. And like, yes, I want the grit and grind players of San Antonio. I love those guys. But you need some sort of skill and talent like that can compete at the top level, and they just don't have it, and there's no attraction for them to get it. And so this isn't about me saying Popovich ruined his team. This is me saying I don't want his legacy to be ruined by what I'm looking at right now. Like, I want them to just, for lack of a better term, mercy killing. Like, just like, hey man, just retire, because you have all the records. Like he had, like, at one point I think he had the highest winning percentage. I don't know. I'm sure that's gone by now with the last 3 years. I can't imagine with a 16-game losing streak. He's still, he's got the records, he's got the winning seasons, he's got the, the percentages, all this stuff. That's all going out the window, and his record is not going to reflect that. And you can, what's the Batman saying where he says, you either die the good guy or live long enough to become the bad guy? That's what I don't want to happen. And I feel like they need to just, like, like Elon cutting off, what's his name's Twitter, Kanye's Twitter here in Chicago. Like, listen, before you ruin yourself, I'm gonna cut your thing off so you ain't say nothing to ruin for forever. That's where it's got to go. I just feel like they just gotta, like, let him go, man. You just got to bring some kind of new energy into that team, and it's just not happening. 16 games in a row, that's a record.
Yeah,
that's not the records he, like, when you look at his records, because again, LeBron, right? When you see scoring title, assists, you also have to say he's also got the turnover record, right? That's something that comes, and I'm not dogging on nobody. I'm just saying, like, you don't. But when you're past your prime and you're only adding bad records and not adding scoring titles, like, it's time to go. It's time to go, and I don't like this.
And that's the thing, though. I just feel like Popovich really doesn't have anything else to prove right now. Like, you've done it all. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just saying I'm not sure. I'm sure it's Popovich that's don't want to go. I'm sure they've been probably wanting him to go, but they're not going to just let Popovich go. He's did so much for that for that franchise that they're just not going to. They're going to let him leave on his own terms. I should say. They're
not just a head office position or something. Like,
I get it, but they're just not going to let him go. Popovich is going to go whenever he's ready, and I just feel like his time was like 2 years ago. But Pop, he's been trying to rock it out for a reason. I mean, it's just sad to see. Like John said, this 16-game losing streak, they have more losses than they have wins, though. They only have 14 wins. Like, that's mad. That's mad terrible. So it's like you said, John, at the end of the day, you don't want to, see this guy's legacy, go down the drain just because of, these last couple of seasons. These last bad couple of seasons, I should say. So,
right. If you're still adding good records, fine. But if you're only adding bad records, like if you're getting the turnover title without the scoring title, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
I agree.
Well, for any fans in San Antonio, we salute you.
And you know what? Maybe this is Charles Barkley's fault. Maybe all the players think that there's no pretty girls down there because Charles Barkley warned them all, said, listen, and that's
Shit,
why they can't get no star players. To
that's
go
a
to
lot.
the
It's some bad. Well, let me chill because my wife
Yeah, I
probably
was
watching.
gonna say,
But,
go ahead. All right.
back in my days, it was some nice little females in Texas, I should say.
Yeah,
So.
I'm glad you reworded that. We'll get you around on the next episode. But from the NBA to the NHL, Patrick Kane, long time Chicago Blackhawks player. He helped us win 3 times in like 6 years. It was crazy. He is
six,
leaving. He's leaving Chicago, and
possibly.
Possibly.
I mean, when the talks start, I think as a player like Patrick Kane, when they start talking about it, it's like, bro, y'all ain't showing me no respect. I'ma just go. I'm gonna get up out of here. Because it's when I think when organizations start putting stuff like that out, it's almost like a point of no return. Like if we was like, hey, we dropping one of us and we get another member, it's like we can't. That it's you already done set the fire. It's like you can't put it out now. That thing is set ablaze, and it ain't. No, it ain't. The fire ain't gonna come back and just die out. No. So I think when they start talking, I think he's ready to go. And it is unfortunate because now seems like in all sports, going back to even Tom Brady and Joe Montana and those guys, you can't stay with the same organization your whole career. Got to go elsewhere. Show your worth. Show what you can do without the organization that you was with. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but hey, you gotta do what's best for him, and the Blackhawks got to do what's best for them. If things aren't aligned, what you got on it, John?
Yeah, we see this in sports all the time, constantly. People literally, you can win a title, and then the next day, like they're just like, "Oh, that guy's over there is better." We saw Steph win a couple titles, and then Dame had like a nice year, and they were like, "Dame's the best point guard in the league. It's not even close. Dame's the best." And I'm sitting there like, "Okay, well, wait till the playoffs,
Right.
and we'll see." We saw this with Pat Mahomes last year. They're like, Chiefs. They're done. They're. I'm like, all right, give it a second. Give it a second. Pat Mahomes still that guy. Patrick Kane. He's still that guy. Like because they haven't been winning in a few years, people are like I don't think NHL has him ranked in the top 10 right now. But you put him on a contending team again, and it's like, oh yeah, he's still that guy.
And that's the thing. It seems like every Chicago team, it happens with every Chicago. Think somebody is.
Oh, right, go ahead.
No. I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you're just saying, yeah. So he's still that guy, and he's still young enough. He wants to prove he's that guy before it's too late. You know what I mean? You don't want to get traded when you're 38, and then just be like, and then they're like, and then you go another team, and they're like, dude, he ain't what y'all were telling us. It's like, well, all right, yeah, because you trade him now, but like he's still young enough where. That's the thing with these talks is they hardly ever work themselves out. Where you were like, hey, we're shopping this dude, and when you keep him, if because of the market, right? Kevin Durant, we saw this with Kevin Durant last year. The market just wasn't there. No one wanted him for what they were asking, and so they ended up keeping him. How'd that work out, right?
And I think, and to that point, I think it's it's a point of no return. It's like, bro,
right?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Right. And so then you have a guy just, what do they call it? Phoning it in or whatever. Like, he's there. He's talented, so he scores some goals and he does his thing, but his heart's not in it. And it's like midway through the next season, you end up having to trade him for a lot less than you could have got last year. And it's like, just do it now. Just do it now when you can get the most for him, and so that's what might have to happen. But I mean, we saw this with Kobe. He demanded trade years ago, and they were able to work it out, and they end up winning 2 more titles but that's the thing is, do you trust Chicago to say, all right, fine, we're keeping him and we're going to get the pieces to make it work? That's the part that I think he wants out, is because are they really going to go get him the pieces to get it done? I don't know.
Well, yeah, because him and my bad, Walt.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm about to say this. It's Chicago. I chime in whenever I can. I
No, but to that point, I think him and Jonathan Taves,
Taves.
don't. Yeah, I don't want to butcher his name, but they are the
They
last
don't
two.
look like Taves.
Those they are the last two remaining from those championship teams, and like I say, it's just a thing in sports now where people don't last long. Now I don't know what went wrong in these last couple years where they can't come to an agreement, but when you start putting things like trading or requesting a trade out there, it's might as well go through with it at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about to say I
uh,
have to just, I, I'm not too much of a NHL fan, but when I do watch it here and there, I chime into Chicago, my Columbus Blue Jackets, of course, and Sidney Crosby, Pittsburgh Penguins. So I probably have to agree with John on this one. I just feel like Patrick Kane's trying to get moves because of the fact of that he feels that Chicago is not pretty much trying to give him the pieces. Right now, their current record is 21-32. And these last couple of years, I think what was that y'all won a championship. What was that, 2016 or 17, if I'm not mistaken?
Around
Um,
that time, I believe.
so yeah, it's just ever since that, like you said, ever since that time, they really haven't been adding any pieces to to continue that championship caliber, I should say. So I just feel like like John was saying, Patrick Kane still feels like he has it, and with him, with Chicago not performing at how they have been. With Chicago not performing like they've been performing, in the previous years, he's just probably upset, and he just ready to move on. So I mean,
13, 2010, my bad. 2010, 2013, 2015. So three
okay.
and 5 years, my bad.
So yeah, 3 and 5 years, and from you going from winning, that many times, to not winning at all, from 2015, I'm pretty sure that's taking a toll on him. So he just wants to get back to that, that winning feeling, I should say. So yeah, I just feel like he's ready to move on. And if whatever team he goes to, I'm sure is he's going to be able to contribute immediately. But they saying that he's possibly trying to go to the New York Rangers, possibly. So
yeah.
I mean, their record right now is 34-17. So if he goes there, I'm sure he could add.
That and with New York being one of the top media capitals of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah, they have. So I mean, I'm not too sure how good New York is. Clearly, they're good enough to win towards. They're clearly over 500. Like I said, their record is 34-17. So they're already good without him. So if he does go there, I mean, I can't imagine. He, the talent level he could add to that team as well. So,
And
you
to
know,
that,
go ahead.
and to that point, it just seems like a Chicago thing. They either get rid of you too early or they get you too late. It's like, what the hell? Is this like all of the city of Chicago? Look at the Cubs a couple years ago. You let go of Chris Bryant, Javi Baez. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are
and,
you
and
doing?
and that's and that's the thing. Patrick Kane has been balling out. It's what they held him out. I don't think Tuesday's game or against uh, the Vegas team. But I mean, like I said they're on a 4 game winning streak right now. But at the end of the day, I still feel like Patrick Kane, he's ready to take his talent somewhere else, where towards he can win some more championships. So I mean, I ain't mad at him.
Sometimes that's best for both parties. Sometimes literally a team can lose its star and become better just because
I agree.
whatever that doesn't fit and mesh with the new team, like it used to. We saw I'm a big fan of Tiki Barber. He's my favorite of the Giants, but the second he left, Jeremy Shockey left, the Giants go on and win 2 Super Bowls, without them. But that can happen, but and then Jeremy went and won one with the Saints. So it's not like, he was a bum, but he just didn't, whatever, So it is what it is. I do. I think they just need to part ways. A lot of big problem is teams don't have the cap space for him. He's a big cap space player. Comes with a lot of money. So, maybe he has to take a pay cut. A lot of times they try to get lesser players on the team to restructure their contracts to fit the big player. I don't like that. But, but I get it. Like, this guy's paid the big money for a reason. So we'll see, But, yeah, I think New York does. They have to do. I think they're sweating like a 1 or 2 million cap space over this. Like, you have to get that done.
Yeah.
You get
Especially if
Patrick
it's,
Kane, you just have
especially
to
if
get
it's
that.
that low. Why not? You'll make that right back.
Yeah.
But from Patrick Kane to Lamar Jackson, the Ravens are still in contract talk with their franchise quarterback, Lamar Jackson. A deal has not been reached yet, but I did see somewhere where they were talking about uh, potentially. This is from what I've read. This is a contract that was offered, a 5-year extension worth 250, 133 fully guaranteed, and Lamar has not gotten back to them yet, which I can understand why.
I thought he
But
did. I thought he said he wanted Deshaun Watson's
no,
guaranteed money.
no, no. I'm
No, this is
saying
a new
he hasn't
contract. I
gotten back
heard.
to him
Oh,
yet because he like, bro, stop playing with me. I need all that. You and I honestly feel like
wait, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. You said how much was his guaranteed money again? He was trying to get.
one
They said
One
one,
133 fully
133.
guaranteed.
and I'm about to say Deshaun is what, like two something, 240, 230 guaranteed.
240 all guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you at least have to give him 200 guaranteed. You have to.
Wow.
But I think too, and I've been saying this for a while. I think when a Ravens signed Roquan to make him the highest paid linebacker, it was a slap in the face to Lamar. Now he might not say that in public because you want to be a team guy. But when you sign somebody to big money like that, and my man only been there like 6 weeks, and I've been here almost 6 years,
My
that's
whole
a slap in
career.
the face. Like, bro, what the hell? 100 mil, 100 mil, but you can't give me my money, and you need a quarterback before you need a linebacker. Like, come on, dog. And like I said, he might not say this in public, but in private, I think him and whoever works with him, the people in his corner, looked at that as a slap in the face. Like, okay, so you just gonna sign him, all right? Win a Super Bowl with Roquan, and nothing against Roquan, but I think Lamar like, all right, bet. Win a Super Bowl with a linebacker, let him play quarterback. Let him play. See what he can.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you right there, boss. Like I said, Lamar, he's probably, like I said, I know he's, well, last time I read up, he said he wanted Deshaun Watson's, guaranteed money. So, like I said, I'm with John when I say at least I at least would want 200 guaranteed. So for Ravens to say they're only trying to give him 130 guaranteed, I mean, I just feel like they're not really trying to pay for him to stay there. I mean, like the guy has got you, he's got you into the playoffs. He's got you maybe like what is it, 2 wins away from the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he did, you know, I feel like he's accomplished more than people expected him to accomplish this far in his career because they just thought he was just going to be a running quarterback at this point. But I feel like just he deserves the money. So, I mean, honestly, if I'm the Ravens, I would be worried, with them, only offering him so little. You feel me? Because, I mean, just some of the teams that they say possibly he can go to, these teams is only a one quarterback away to, winning the championship, like the Saints, the
And
Titans,
there's
and
another report. They say Lamar has made exactly 33 million in his time with the Ravens.
wow,
33 million, bro.
yeah, that's tough.
He he he, can,
I
he
mean,
got a
he
rookie
can
deal. He
Commanders
got a
too.
rookie deal.
Yeah,
It's
and
just,
this
I
is
mean,
where it
it's
gets,
just so many ways he can go, man. Like I know it's so many companies I said companies, but franchises that's willing to pay him. Like honestly,
Of
like I said,
course.
if I'm the Ravens, I'd be shaking in my boots right now because there's so many ways, so many places he can go.
And then my thing with that, you don't know if you can find you another Lamar.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I mean, it's not off topic, but it is off topic. But anytime somebody plays with Lamar on Madden, I hate it because it's so hard to scheme. I'm so serious. It's so hard to scheme from Lamar, bro. Like seriously, like every time I play online, I hate playing against somebody who plays against a Raven because it's so hard to scheme for him because you don't know if he's gonna run, if he's gonna pass, the play action, whatever. It's just for me, it's just so hard to scheme. So I know for me, if it's hard, it's hard for everybody else in the NFL as well. That's what I'm pretty much trying to say. So it's just like For you to try to give away that type of top tier talent, man, and not just because you don't want to pay him. They better start. They better get out their egos, man, and just pay that money for real.
It's not a defensive league anymore. It's not.
Because you ain't gonna find nobody
the
like
best defenses. You need some type of quarterback.
He's the definition of
Niners.
the full threat quarterback.
Last 2 years, they've had probably one of the best defenses in the league, but without a quarterback, they've lost both times in the NFC Championship game. That should tell you all you need to know.
This is where the NBA does it better, right? Because we talk about the NFL, or the NBA, it's like they'll pay you for what you did 10 years ago. Yeah. The NFL don't even want to pay you for what you did last year. And that's where they have an issue. Like, it's like, bro, you can't pay me $200? That's 4 years. You cannot give Lamar Jackson 4 years guaranteed money. Like, are you really that worried about? Because here's the thing. Let's just say he does get hurt, right? Worst case scenario, they're always talking about, oh, well, he could get hurt because he runs so much. All right, fine, whatever. Let's say he does. All right, your franchise lose your quarterback. Are you really getting the next quarterback in the next 3 years anyways? Like, who is getting that next guy just boom, boom like that? Like, so it just doesn't happen. And so no matter what, like, you either go in on Lamar Jackson or else you go into a full rebuild anyways for the next 4 years. So I don't know how now, again, I don't know what he wants. Maybe he wants 6 years, $300 million. I don't know what he wants. But I'm just saying minimum you have to offer this guy $200 million, 5 years, 250, 5 years, 200 guaranteed, 50 not guaranteed. I minimum. Because here's the thing. Like Walt just said, you can win with the 49ers with an above-average quarterback. You could put Brock Purdy in, and I think you could. I haven't seen it, but I think you could possibly win a Super Bowl. It's a far shot, but you could, right? The Ravens are not that team. So to win in that division, you need a quarterback. You can't just win with any quarterback in that division.
They got probably
Kenny Pickett ain't a plum.
Quarterbacks in that division. And you about to let one of them go.
And so you got Deshaun and Joe Burrow and then Kenny Pickett, and you about to have the fourth worst quarterback in your division. You just set your division back, your team back 10 years. So the only shot you have is Lamar.
And real quick, for the next 2 years, the franchise tax for quarterbacks is $32.4 million. And for this upcoming NFL season and for the season after, it's 41.7. So why not just give them the 50? 50 a year. And, at least you got them for at least 4 or 5 years. Because after this, bruh, it's 50 mil for a year. Now, I don't know how many times you can franchise. I think you can only do it twice. But 32 and 41?
Hey, do y'all think that Dallas regrets paying Dak that $40 million though? Because remember, there was a lot of pressure on them for why aren't you paying him? Why aren't you paying him? And it's the same situation we're here at the Ravens right now. Do you think they regret it now? I don't know. They do. I still think Dak is the best quarterback they had for that. And if they lose him, I don't. I'm sorry. Like, I like Cooper Rush. He's nice, but they just weren't getting it done with him. That's all I'm saying. Like, and
so all they was doing was winning with Cooper Rush.
Yeah, as soon as they faced the Eagles, they got ran over. So I'm just
just saying. I mean,
I'm not saying like, yeah, I don't know. I just think that like you still got to go and get the best option you had. I think Dak was at that time. Right now for the Ravens, I think it is Lamar. So I wouldn't sign him to a long-term contract. 5 years is long, but I'm saying like I wouldn't sign him to that Mahomes contract with 10 years, whatever it is. I wouldn't sign him to that, but yeah, I would sign him to a 4-year contract because you're not going to turn this team around 4 years without him anyway. So 4 years, sure, I'm going all in on him.
Yeah. I mean, Walt don't care because he's a Cleveland Brown fan anyway. So.
I mean, I do care. I mean, I like Lamar Jackson. But I mean, yeah, he is in my division. I mean, if he leaves, I mean, that would be great. But I still got to deal with Joe Burrow, though. You feel me? So either way, I'll be. Like you said,
this rather deal with Joe than Joe and Lamar.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough because, like I said, our record against Baltimore is terrible, but we got a better record against Cincinnati than we do Baltimore. So yeah, that's fair enough.
So
And
now,
I think Mitch Trubisky's still in that division too. So
what the hell does that have to do with
y'all in
anything?
some trouble. Y'all in trouble.
next topic, trivia. Walter, what do you have for us today with the trivia?
All right, I think these might be a little hard, but I mean, I feel like I think y'all be able to figure it out. And maybe if y'all, of course, if whoever's watching our fans, if y'all can figure it out, I'll give it a little 5-second, 10-second pause or something if y'all want to comment. So here we go. I'm gonna probably do like maybe 3. These is questions. We're not gonna do the pictures today because we ain't not have enough time. So we're just gonna do the questions today. So start with this one. Who holds the NBA record for most career fouls?
Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley.
That's a good guess though, but no.
No, I've seen it. It's been years, but I've seen this before. It's a player who played a really long time, obviously.
Byron Maxwell.
All right, just think of anybody who had a long career.
Dennis Rodman.
Kareem.
Pat
Bill
Bell.
Russell. No. Yeah, it's right. It's not like Dennis Rodman or
man,
or something, but no, it's.
He said some fucking Pat Bell.
Who else?
It said career fouls, bro. Not season fouls. It says career fouls.
Bill Laimbeer.
That's actually a good one too, though. But I don't think Bill he only played in the league 10 years.
I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know.
I think it was like
Kevin
10 years.
McHale, Kareem, James Worthy. It got to be Dennis Rodman, bro. Got to be.
Okay, I'm about to say, are you done guessing?
Yeah.
So who are you? What's your final answer?
Dennis Rodman.
Okay, what's yours, John?
I'm gonna say Kareem.
John is correct. It is Kareem. It is correct.
Okay. Well, he did play 90 years, so I was.
I knew it was someone who just played like super long. I'd seen it a couple years ago.
Don't be LeBron when it's all said and done.
I'm about to say LeBron. He don't got that many fouls.
Yeah, because he don't play defense, so he don't get fouled.
Now he doesn't. Now he does not. But you're not about to do that because early in LeBron's year, he used to get busy. But anyways, next question. Who is the only coach to win both an NCAA Division I basketball championship and an NBA title?
Is he like within the last 20 years?
He was the coach of both?
Yeah. Oh. And yes, he was over the last 20 years.
Yeah. By the way, you see Quinn Snyder going to get the Hawks job?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that's deserving. He did a good job with Utah, so I feel like he deserves that job. Even though I hate to see, no disrespect, John, a brother lose his job, but it is what it is. Nate McMillan.
I was surprised they did like the middle of the season.
It was a joke.
Head coach for both teams?
Yes, sir.
Who you go first, Jay. I don't know.
I do. As soon as you say it, I'll know it, but I'm not going to come up with it. I'm bad with names.
Me neither.
So y'all giving up on this one?
Pat Riley, Rick Pitino.
That's a good guess though. Cool. But it's Larry Brown.
Really?
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah, he
think he won the title.
Yeah.
What team? I forgot what team he won the title, the NCAA championship with.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he won like the early 1900s, right?
Moving on. I'm about to say, hey, if there's any Larry Bird, I said Larry Bird, Larry Brown fans out there, I don't, condone it, but
you
feel me? So
Larry Brown.
No, I knew he was recent, but I didn't know it was Larry Brown. That's pretty cool.
So,
nah. He didn't play back when they were still shooting in the milk crates and they didn't have nets yet. He didn't play that far.
Hey, we used to do that in the 90s though. We ain't had no basketball hoop. You feel me?
That's true.
All right, one more.
All right.
One more. I'm gonna hit y'all with one more. What is the only U.S. city to win 3 of the 4 major professionals major professional sports championship in the same year?
Boston,
That's a good guess, but no.
LA.
I think LA did it, but I thought someone else did it too, though.
In the
Y'all
same year?
I think y'all might know this one, but if
No,
y'all don't get it,
New York did it one year. I could have sworn.
I think y'all gonna be shocked.
The Knicks ain't won nothing since like the 70s. So. No, for real. That was their last championship, like
That's
71.
right. You said major. I was thinking of a soccer championship too, because I think Boston won hockey, basketball, and like soccer in the same year once. But I don't know if they won baseball that year. I think it's Boston. It's kind of Philly lost like 3 this year. They lost the World Series and the MLS championship this year.
That's pretty messed up that you're bringing that up.
I don't know. I think this is. I don't know, but the answer it says Detroit. But I'm trying to remember when the hell the Detroit Lions won the title though.
They must be talking about the baseball team, the Red Wings, and the Pistons.
Yeah,
because Detroit didn't win.
Yeah, because it says Red Wings, Pistons, and what's the baseball team? Tigers. Yeah, Tigers. My fault. Wow. But it got the Lions in there too. That's why I'm confused. I don't remember the Lions winning the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I don't know why they got the Lions in there.
I got a question for y'all real quick before we get out of here. What is one team? I think I asked this before. They all have the same. They sports teams all have the same color. What city?
Pittsburgh.
It's too low.
Let's see. It's not Boston because Celtics are green.
Detroit. Isn't it? No, Detroit ain't got it. No,
hang on.
Cleveland? Nope.
Jaguars, Texans, Titans.
Oh no, you got me stooped.
The Orioles are orange, so that's not Baltimore. It's not Steelers, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. I mean, technically, New York kind of does have a lot of blue and white teams, like the Yankees and Giants, but I wouldn't call them same colors. Like a different.
I'm stooped. What's the answer, man?
It was Dallas.
Before, really?
The Stars changed their color.
I was like, yeah, Dallas Stars are green. So, but the other 3 are.
Before they changed their colors. It was Dallas, the Mavs, the Cowboys, and the Stars.
Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, I know Dallas and the Cowboys, Mavs are, but yeah, the Stars are green now.
Yeah.
But they've been green for a while. I don't know when they were.
I think it was the old 90s tribute.
But they got the same logo as the Cowboys.
That shit don't count. I'm just fine.
All right. Take us out.
Well, appreciate you beautiful people joining us here tonight on Real Deal Sports. Another wonderful show, man. Make sure that y'all like, share, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate y'all. Still at 89. But, we slowly but surely growing. We're trying to get to 100. So help us get to 100. You feel me? So, again, appreciate y'all watching here tonight. Your boy Big Walt. My boy Nico Suave to the Mofo. Boy John, the hardest working man in the showbiz. We out, man. Another great show. Go with them Tyreeks.